Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. This is Ian with Out of This World Reader, and it is time for another installment of Book Chats with Ian, where today we'll be covering one of my most anticipated releases for this year, and that is Winter's Orbit by Everina Maxwell. I just want to apologize ahead of time. If you hear wind or anything like that, we're supposed to be getting like the snowstorm of the decade with like 3 or 4 feet. So I decided with little sunshine I have today, I'm just gonna record and see how it goes. So if you hear a lot of wind, I'm sorry for that. But to give you a little bit of background information about this is following 2 different perspectives. Kiam and Janum, I hope I'm pronouncing those right, but they're essentially kind of like thrown together in this just arranged marriage where they're basically forced together. But Janen's previous partner mysteriously dies, and there's kind of like a murder mystery in the fact of, was he murdered or what happened? And from that, to kind of keep this alliance of the empire kind of unstable, to make sure everything kind of flows the best it can, he is then kind of arranged with Kiam, and they're basically just like forced together. But from there, they're kind of just trying to uncover this mystery behind Tam, which is Janen's previous partner, and from there kind of just goes on as this kind of space opera drama, just trying to figure out and save the empire somehow. That probably wasn't the best background, so I'm just going to go ahead and read the synopsis. The Iskat Empire dominates its vassal planets through a system of treaties. So when Prince Tam, key figure in a political alliance, is killed, a replacement must be found. His widower Janen is rushed into an arranged marriage with the disreputable aristocrat Kiam in a bid to keep rising hostilities. I can't talk today, I guess. Hostilities between 2 worlds under control. But Prince Tam's death may not have been an accident, and when Janen himself is a suspect, he and Kiam must learn to trust one another as they navigate the perils of the Iskat court, try to solve a murder, and prevent an interplanetary war. This year I made it my goal to kind of read more sci-fi, and this sounded like I said, just way up my alley. Like I wouldn't be let down by this. This was going to be a new all-time favorite. The fact that they're kind of trying to solve this murder and save the empire somehow before just this war breaks out, I was just instantly drawn in, and I was like, yep, Out of This World, I'm gonna get to it. Good time. But man, oh man, I was just extremely let down, and I wanted so much more from it. In the beginning, once the author kind of lays out the situations that Kiam and Janen are basically thrown into, I was initially drawn in, and I was like ready to go. Like I was strapped in the roller coaster, and I was expecting this thrill ride. But just after that, it really seemed to just drag on at times, and it was so slow to me. Like I was just kind of like I was turning the pages, kind of like hoping just that something more would happen, and I just kept that thought in my mind that, oh, next page it's got to be something, but it never really did. Like it was always just kind of like constantly just keeping that steady flow, and then it would just it was slowly declining. It would build up a little bit, and then I was just let down. The romance between Kiam and Janen is a very slow burn, and there really wasn't that much kind of romance scenes throughout the story to me. It was mostly kind of just basically interactions between them, kind of like talking with each other and kind of getting to learn each other, because like I said, they're kind of like forced together and they have no idea about one another. But one thing that I found is that I was able to kind of like see their kind of different characters as kind of Jesper and Wyland from the Six of Crows duology, where you have like Jesper, who is like the jokester, and Kiam, who I was able to connect with them, and then Wyland, which is kind of the quiet type, trying to kind of like understand himself more, was Janen. And I love that, how I was able to kind of connect that, because I absolutely loved Six of Crows. So the fact that I was able to kind of connect those made it more enjoyable. But I was kind of hoping that they would kind of interact more, I guess, throughout the story and kind of learn more about their background. You get a little bit of it, but at times it was just like you just didn't really like them at times. Like, to me, it just seemed like you almost wanted to hate them, not to like drag on this, like hate on the story, but I wasn't just able to connect with them at all. And that was similar for like all the characters in the story. Like I wasn't able to connect with any of them, and I wish the author kind of would have expanded more on the different races that live throughout the Empire. Like, you get a little bit of the different kind of roles that they play, and how the Iskat Empire just basically controls everything and there's unbalanced power. But other than that, like, you really don't get much background info on the different races, and I was really hoping for more of that. The only character that I really kind of liked and was able to connect with was Belle, because she seems like you'll learn more about her at the end of the story, but she's really kind of like this kind of secret badass. It's really, really cool. You definitely feel bad for Kiem and Janen throughout the story. Like, I don't want to spoil anything, but like, Janen has got like a rough past with Tam, and you'll understand that more throughout the story. And Kiem is similar in the way that they're just both so like kind of broken, and you definitely feel for them. And I think that was the only thing that like I got out of the characters, is that they're just trying to be kind of, I don't know how to explain it that well, but like they're trying to just kind of be loved in a sense, and just really fit in with who they are and kind of what they want. Another thing that I really was expecting and wanted was just more kind of battle scenes and fight scenes, just more action in general. Like, like anytime like I hear like a space themed kind of sci-fi thriller, I was just I always expect kind of like Star Wars and just intense space battles, and that was really what I was hoping for. But you really don't get much battle or fight scenes, just anything throughout the story. Like, there were several points where it would just constantly be building up, and then you were expecting like a fight scene or something like that, and then you would be given it, but it would only last maybe like a page or two, and you're just like left wanting more. So I think if that was kind of included more throughout the story, it would have been more enjoyable for me. I'm always kind of like the oddball out, so this may be just the story for you, and I wouldn't deter you from picking this one up, because this is a debut kind of novel, and the author really kind of does a good job in kind of portraying this space-themed opera drama where you're trying to solve a mystery instead of just like an action-packed sci-fi thriller. So if you're really wanting more kind of just a mystery with a slow burn romance and just kind of solving a murder, I would recommend this for you. But if you're kind of like me and you want that sci-fi or the action-packed sci-fi thriller, I would probably steer clear of this one. Because of the reasons I explained, I ended up giving this 2.5 stars, and that just really hurt me, because I was expecting so much. Just like I said, the most anticipated wasn't going to be let down, and I wasn't able to kind of connect with it in any way. But like I said, this is a debut novel, and it's no joke. Like, the author is kind of stunning in the way that she kind of wrote this out, and just the plot and the premise was just not for me, I guess. Well, it was for me when I got into it, I was just expecting more of it. So if you're looking for that space opera drama like I mentioned, definitely check it out, because you will enjoy this. And I do plan on looking forward to more books by this author in the future. But that's all I got to say overall. So I just want to thank you for watching and checking out this next installment of Book Chats with Ian. Don't forget to check out my social media, where I'll be posting all kinds of new bookish content. I'll be leaving links to some other videos I recommend you check out at the end. Please let me know your thoughts down below on this book. If you've read it, kind of let me know your thoughts on it. And as Ellie always says, adventure is out there. So I'm gonna catch you next time.